What's good, YouTube? It's your girl, Miss Golden 83, and I am here to do a word from the Ancestor read for the sign of Virgo. Okay, Virgos, you guys are second this week on the zodiac lineup. Hopefully, you guys are doing well. Remember, you guys, these are general messages, not personal, so take what resonates and pass the rest to the next. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with your reading. Okay, I'm going to do one from the top, one from the bottom, and one energetically from the middle. And I'm feeling this one over here. All right, so let's see what's going on in your life right now, Virgos. So we have the Knight of Wands, the Rock Star, very popular. The Two of Cups, love, okay. And then the Ten of Swords, ruin, okay. Whew, you got a mixture here, Virgo. You've got a mixture here, okay. And usually I don't work backwards, okay. There's something that you're done with, okay, tired of, okay. Ten of Swords is usually talking about, in regular writer's weight, you see the Ten of Swords is like 10 swords in someone's back, and they're kind of like just done, depleted, okay. So it could be a particular situation dealing with this Knight of Wands. I don't feel like this is you. This is fire energy coming up. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, okay? Could be someone that you're dealing with, okay? The Rock Star, the King of Wands here. I mean, not King of Wands, Knight of Wands, okay? If it was a King of Wands, it'd be something totally different. But Rock Star, Knight of Wands is usually some type of very wild, kind of like a wild child, if you will, okay? Maybe an infinity for kind of bad boy type vibe, okay? Which is kind of trickling from a few messages that I did in Capricorn's reading before you guys, okay. You may have Capricorn in your chart, where you may want to go and watch that reading, ancestor read, okay. Because we have the Two of Cups here, when it comes to love, okay. Two of Cups did come up in Capricorn's reading as a clarifier, okay. Two of Cups being here, maybe you kind of thought you could have kind of like a love or something like that with this Knight of Wands. Very playeristic type character, okay. Maybe you have this conversation with this person and you two are not on the same page, in a sense of possibly them doing something very, childish to you, okay. You have this Ten of Swords here with the ruin, okay. Maybe you're tired of dealing with the same type of person or personality type, okay. I'm just looking at this card to see if there's any other imagery here. Within the swords, it's very dark, okay. And so, but I mean, the swords are prominent. There's flames here, things of that nature, okay. Very dark shading of some of the flames. You have orange, you have green. Again, Ten of Swords is talking about just being completely done with something, okay. And so you could be done with love or a particular type of person, okay. For Virgos, you may be very specific where you're getting tired of a particular sign. Okay, maybe you've kind of experienced enough signs that have the same, it's always the same characteristic. Okay, if you're into zodiacs that deep, where you start taking characteristics from certain signs, and if it's a particular sign that you deal with, like let's say you always end up with Aries, and Aries are always cheating. Okay, this is just a little example. Okay, and so possibly you're tired of that, or they're very flirtatious, things of that nature. Okay, and so you're starting to kind of collect those. Maybe you've dealt with a lot of Aries type people. Okay, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love, and you're tired of it. Okay, so that's just a little that's all I got for you guys. Okay, with that. Okay, but there possibly was some type of communication of whether or not maybe you wanted something serious with this Knight of Wands, and it does not bode well for you. Okay, possibly they're not about being serious, they're just a kind of like fun to be with type vibe. Okay, not meant to be with for a long time. Okay, it's just for a season. So let's get into these clarifiers for you guys. Okay, so we're going to start with one from the top for the Knight of Wands, one from the bottom for the Two of Cups, and then one energetically from the middle for the Ten of Ruin. Okay, Ten of Swords. Okay, so let's see what's going on with these clarifiers, Virgo. So the Knight of Wands is here with Judgment. Okay, why am I not surprised? Okay, Judgment, this Knight of Wands energy. Again, this isn't really about you per se, it's about the type of counterpart you're looking for. Okay, I've kind of mentioned this in your previous readings, Virgo, in regards to sexual energy. Okay, if you exude sexual energy, what do you think you're gonna get in return? Sexual energy. Okay, it's just a negative, and a negative equal a negative. It does not turn positive. A positive plus positive equals a positive. Okay, negative and positive equals out to a negative. Okay, that's just how it works. All right, so if you're dressed a certain way, or if your conversation is always sexual, people will take it as you being primarily sexual. Okay, they will not take you seriously when it comes to talking about matters of the heart, talking about wanting love. Okay, you can want it innately, but you have to align yourself for that. Okay, if you want real love with someone, you can't start a friendship and hope that it turns into a relationship by primarily talking about, you know, what you can do sexually, or talking about, you know, their anatomy and things of that nature. Okay, I'm trying to keep it as PG as I possibly can, because I'm not really for this energy right now, but I'm here. Okay, I'm with y'all with it. Okay, I totally get it and I understand. Okay, again, I will, you know, just throw that out there. I haven't done a reading, well, not a reading, I haven't done a video about it. I've talked about doing it, I just haven't really had the time to think about it. It's like out of sight, out of mind type vibe. But I have some food for thoughts that I want to do here on the channel, and this is just so that way you guys can get to know me a little bit better. But I talk about in a few readings about relationship pie. Okay, what's in your relationship pie? What is really important to you? Okay, and those are the attributes within a person that are most attractive to you. Okay, you start with your main basic mental emotional, and physical. Okay, financial can get put in there if that's really important to you, and you break it down by 100. Okay, and what is important to you. Okay, if PDA is something that you love, then put that under emotional. Okay, if intellectual conversation is important to you, you put that in the mental. All right, so hopefully eventually I will get to doing that food for thought and get that out there for y'all, so y'all can kind of understand, where I kind of came from or how it came to be, and those things when it comes to relationships. Okay, because a lot of y'all are trying to get into alignment with getting into a relationship, but again, you have to align yourself with it. Okay, in a positive connotation. If you want someone who's got their head on straight and things like that, you can't keep dating rock stars. Okay, you can't keep dating people that name drop and stuff like that. Okay, so this judgment card is coming out, either one or two ways, where you're judging the person that you're dealing with right now, in a sense of why am I even bothering with you. Okay, because you know what you truly want, and you're not going to get it from this person. Okay, or it's judgment against yourself for living this type of lifestyle. Okay, in the sense of wilding out a little bit too much in the sense of love. You can do whatever you want on the other side. Okay, as far as professional, whatever it is that you do. Okay, but when it comes to love and something in particular that you're looking for, you have to start aligning yourself up for that. Okay, if you are always mostly just one and done type vibe, then that's what you're going to have, okay, coming towards you. All right, so let's get into this Two of Cups. We're at going on 12 minutes in your reading. Okay, we have the Emperor with this Two of Cups. Okay, Emperor with the Two of Cups. Again, it's something that you want specifically. Okay, there is possibly someone that is exactly what you want. Okay, in a sense, Virgo, you have this vibe around you where you have everything. Okay, when I see this Emperor card with the love, okay, with the Two of Cups, you have everything. You're good. Okay, you're a boss. You got everything. A boss in the sense of, you may be an entrepreneur, but I look at boss level to mean everything across the board is straight. Home, finances, friends are great, family is great, everything's in alignment, everything is good. You got everything under control. Okay, the last thing you need is someone to touch your soul. Okay, that is what you're looking for. Okay, you're looking for this love. All right, and so what else do you get? Someone who has everything? Love. Okay, and that's what you're looking for. All right, so you could be in that kind of vibe, Virgo, where you're now looking for love, or now you're ready for love. Okay, you're tired of the one and dones. You're tired of if that was a lifestyle that you were living, this is what you want to aspire to now, or you are aspiring or are that now, and you're looking for to settle down. Okay, so that being said, you have the Ten of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, Ten of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, kind of feel like this vibe of, again, kind of like Capricorn, kind of maturing in a sense. Okay, this Knight of Pentacles is here, where possibly, Virgo, you are willing to kind of extend an offer out. Okay, this is a huge turnaround from the Knight of Wands to a Knight of Pentacles. Okay, something of value. Okay, this is not about money. Okay, it's not about money. This is about worth. This is about morals. Okay, because you're tired. All right, you've been ran through so many times. Okay, and I'm not talking about physically. Okay, Just talking about emotionally and mentally. You've been ran through so much, okay? And you want to offer someone your heart, okay? Your heart is like on the table, okay? And so, or in a sense, you have someone else that's coming through, or have had someone that has offered that to you, offered their heart to you, okay? And maybe you weren't ready for it at the time. Maybe you're not ready for it now, okay? Because you have a lot of things going on right now, okay? But nonetheless, get in where you fit in, okay? But I feel like this is you guys, Virgos, wanting to extend your heart, something of value to someone, okay? Because you're at a place in your life where you're ready to settle down, okay? Everything else is good. That's the last thing on your list, okay? Is love. It did not take precedent over anything else before. It didn't take over. It wasn't as important to you before because you were enjoying life, okay? You were trying to set yourself up, as far as stability wise, okay? Other things took precedent over love, okay? But now that you're straight, it's like, okay, I think I'm ready now. All right. So, that being said, let's get into the Ancestor Oracle here so we can get your advice from your ancestors. I'm going to shuffle 3 times for you, Virgo, and then we'll cut and refer to the bottom of the deck. That's 2. Let's do 1 more. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, Virgos, we have respect your physical body, okay? Respect your physical body, okay? Detox, rejuvenate, and relax. Detox, rejuvenate, and relax, okay? You may want to go on some type of retreat. Seeing all this snow, and there's like a little gnome over on the side. Maybe you like log cabins. Winter is coming up, so maybe you want to do something like camping or something like that. Okay. Like I said, some kind of retreat type vibe. All right. I did mention in Capricorns about they kind of got the same kind of thing, but they got like a siesta, treat themselves type of vibe, to relax. Okay. Different card than you, but kind of same connotation. And their ancestor read talked about drinking. Okay. Walking away from bad habits, vices, things of that nature. Okay. And so again, it may be trickling into your reading. Like I said, you could have Capricorn in your chart. But I did mention detox to them as well, okay? To possibly drink a detox drink, primarily water. I push water a lot, especially in the self-care reads, okay? If you too drink or partake in libations like that, make sure you're hydrating yourself and flushing that out, okay? For you guys, I would definitely suggest adding some lemon or mint, things of that nature, kind of like a spa water. Most people like to call it that. But you can make a detox water that has those fruits in it that can help flush your system out, okay, of any kind of negative energy. But when you're consuming water, use an affirmation as you're drinking it to ask for the water to nourish you and remove any toxic energy from your system, okay, from your mind, body, and spirit, to recenter you, okay? So let's go into the book so we can get some extra messages for you. Like I said, respect your physical body is on page 82. And it says, the ancestors speak, it is time to pay more attention to your physical surroundings, both your body and the environment where you live and work. Your mortal body is just as important as your spiritual energy. It is important to look after the vessel that carries your soul. Consider how you contribute to your health and well being. Also, look at the energy where you live and work. Create a sacred space so you can go home to relax and recharge. Okay? If you don't have a space in your home, Virgos, that you can actually sit and listen to some quiet, I believe in your dream catcher read we talked about going to a park. Okay, so it may be a place away from home. All right. You may be thinking about, maybe you live in the city and you want to live in the country where it's a little bit more quiet. Okay. um, Again, you may want to just go to some form of retreat or a resort cabin, something of that nature. If you got it, do it. Okay. Um, but for me, like in my place, I have my personal space that's separate. Like when I'm working from home, I work downstairs. Okay. I don't want that upstairs. My upstairs is where I sleep. Okay. It's where I create, it's where I do my readings. Okay. I have a totally separate space. When I need to meditate or maybe I want to craft a little bit, I come into my space. I call it my lab. Okay. It's like my meditation lab. And then, I have my work downstairs. I do some, crafting downstairs too. But for the most part, I do have a central area that I go to create, to meditate, to vibe. Okay. And so, another line that I want to read that was kind of like part of the divinatory meaning, is to attend to your physical, emotional, and mental space. Like a build up of dust, toxins, thoughts, ideas, and feelings can accumulate and start to dull your energies. Okay, create a bubble in your routine where you can process and release stress, emotions, or physical impurities. Okay, sweat it out in a sauna or with a run or walk in fresh air. Notice what you are consuming and limit the processed foods, chemicals, or negativity you are taking in. A cleansing diet or skin treatment will have benefits for your whole self. Okay, so Virgos, if you've been like kind of going hard on like pizza and garlic bread or knots and things like that, it's time to dial it back. Okay. I'm not big on bread, but when I want bread, I want bread. Okay, and so about maybe like every 3 months or so, I'll do a 2 weeks off of bread type thing where I know it's hard, but for the most part, if you're eating bread plus fries plus grains such as rice, potatoes, things of that nature, something's got to come out. Okay, so either you let bread go for about 2 weeks and you'll feel a difference. Okay, um, if you can't give up bread, see if you can switch from rolls to wraps. Okay, you can do lettuce wraps if you love sandwiches. Get it wrapped in lettuce instead. Okay. I will, I may be tempting y'all a little bit, but I messed around and got me a Jimmy John's sandwich because I've missed Jimmy John's over the last 2 years. They don't deliver in my neighborhood, and I've been upset about it. So I finally was able to get me some Jimmy John's this week, and it was the best goddamn sandwich. I get the bootlegger; it's my favorite. It's got turkey and roast beef on it, and it was absolutely delicious. And then I messed around and found out, because of inflation, I'm like, how can I possibly get me a Jimmy John sandwich on a regular basis, not super often, but maybe like once or twice out of the month. And found out they got bread, y'all, so you can get just the bread roll. So I may end up doing that and making my own sandwich at home because of these high ass food prices. But nonetheless, some good bread at Jimmy John's. So, when you get ready to, if you decide to do a 2 weeks off of bread, do it right. Get you a nice sandwich or something from somewhere, really enjoy it, and then take yourself off of it for at least 2 weeks, okay? Just to get all of that out. If you want, you can switch from, yeast rolls and things like that and switch to something that's gluten free. Okay, so you don't feel as bloated when you're eating it, when you're eating bread. Okay. Um, Another thing that I do, like after my 2 weeks off of bread, or during that 2 weeks, if I can't, do it and I have a weak moment, then I'll make sure I don't eat fries or grains, the rest of the day. I'll only have bread once. Okay. So those are just some little things to help you guys. If you have fries, then that means no bread. Okay. Things of that nature. Start eating more fruits and vegetables. Okay. Doing smoothies is really good. Try to lay off dairy a little bit if you can, and do some natural options or vegan options if you can. Like I can't even remember the last time I really had actual milk, like whole milk. I've now substituted to straight either coconut or almond milk or cashew milk, depending on my mood. Um, and I actually do not miss whole milk. Okay, I still love my cheese. I get regular cheese because I can't seem to find a good vegan cheese. So I will say that I'm a transitional vegan. I won't say I'm all the way vegan. Okay, but I make those little substitutes here and there for my health. Okay, and so get a little. We're now getting ready to get into the fall. Summertime, I don't really eat that much during the summertime. My appetite is very suppressed. And so, but in the fall and winter times, it's like hibernation for everybody. And so you start reaching for the comfort foods. Try to minimize how much of that you do. Okay. So, that being said, let's see what your message of support is here. It is from Merlina. You are confused and indecisive because you do not have enough information. Do research or seek expert advice before making a decision. Okay. You do have this judgment card here. Okay. And so if you are feeling indecisive about a particular decision, maybe about taking better care of yourself or in reference to what you want out of love, okay, or in love, okay, you need to do more research. You need to seek expert advice, okay, for something going on in your life, okay, and that could be for a particular set of Virgos. Ancestors are asking me to give you another message, possibly 3 here. The next one is from Zaina. Saying you are protected from all types of harm. The worst is now behind you. I ask you to relax and feel safe. Okay? And so, again, as we talked about before, dealing with a lot of playeristic type people only with sexual energy. Okay, you are protected, and if it's in reference to a person that you do have in your life, okay, that you want to settle down with, they are not going to harm you. Okay, the worst is over. All right. The last message here is from Archangel Gabriel. That says you have an important life purpose involving communication and the arts. Please don't allow insecurities to hold you back. I will help you. Okay? So, for those of you that have been struggling a little bit as far as career wise and things of that nature, Gabrielle is telling you that you have a knack for communications and the arts. And so you should be pursuing that. All right? So, call on Archangel Gabriel for assistance. You can possibly find some meditations on YouTube in reference to Archangel Gabriel, or Gabrielle, sorry. All right. So, with that being said, that's all that I have for you guys, Virgo. You guys, of course, are now super extended. Hopefully, I've helped you with some good channeled advice and information. We only have one more reading for you guys this week. So, until then, Virgos, peace.